Hello, I'm going to try to make a craft with the soda can, a miniature craft. So here goes. Taking my Sharpie, make a design here. I don't know if I want to use this side. I don't really like this showing, so I think I'm just going to go ahead. Can't really see too much with that marker. Might make it bigger. I don't know. Something like that. Trying to decide how I want the opening, so I'm just kind of gonna wing this. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so I've made some patterns here for a table. A little table will go in here, and I'm going to make the floor. And I had to cut another can open to get the exact size for the measurement. So I did that. I also want to get the exact curve. This is just going to be a little bigger because I traced on the outside of it. So that will be my floor going in there. And there's this curve that I have to kind of account for, so I'm going to have to figure out how to support it in there. My floor pattern is fitting pretty perfect. It's a little gappy, but I can fix that up. So that's my floor pattern. I also need to work my table in here where it's going to be able to be a bit more against the wall, the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to build a rounded back end of the table. So by doing that, when I've got my pattern here for the top of the table, it's going to be sitting on the floor here like, oops, you can't see, on the floor here like this, and I will have this top pattern for the back. Okay, so this project's coming along pretty good. I'm going to use the bottom, or a piece of toilet paper roll, really just to make it easy for me. I want this first project to be easy and then kind of progress from there, so I'm just kind of doing my first one super easy here. So then it's kind of going to be my guide to what I am doing. So I'm just going to use this as my spacers or whatever, floor underneath the floor, but it's going to be a round one. Convenient, already done for me. Glue that in. So I'm just going to show you my other bottom. I'm going to have that like that. It's going to hold up my floor, and then I don't have to really fuss about it. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm going to glue that down and let that dry a bit. So I'm just going to use my glue, and try not to use any hot glue for this project. I've been trying a lot lately not to use hot glue on my projects just because I really dislike the strings, and it's not always the best adhesive to use. It just doesn't always stick the best. So I'm going to get that in there. I did sand my edges down, as you've seen earlier. Made sure that I don't going to get my fingers caught or cut in there, or anyone else if they try to stick their fingers in there. So that's going to be my support on my floor. So I'm going to have that leave that dry and try to get that as straight as possible, eyeball it. I mean, I could get a little miniature level in there, that'd be so cute. But I'm gonna, just let that dry, and that's gonna be my floor. And then I'm gonna start my floor next, I think. This is just the base of my floor, and I think I'm gonna use coffee stir sticks for the top of it, just to be a little bit more fancy. Okay, I think I have enough stir sticks out to start this process. I'm going to snap these ends off. And start gluing this down onto here. I'm going to put the glue everywhere. Hopefully I will be fast enough with cutting my stir sticks. I did not texture them or anything, but after they're glued down I could probably play with that. And yeah, I'm not going to be in too much of a hurry with this. I'm just going to stick them down right to the edge. I am going to probably move my camera over just a bit so that I am not too far away. I'm at this kind of weird angle so you guys can see what I am doing. I'm hoping that helps. A little bit going up and down doesn't always help. Going just above. So I'm kind of trying to come from a front angle, but I'm working kind of to the side for myself. We'll see how that works. I might have to do a few little, it's going to be gaps in there, but that's okay. This is my first go at it, so I don't have it quite straight in my wood planks, but that's okay. I'm going to actually see if I can fit that one right across. It works. Move this one over. It's still wet, so really wet, so I just want to make sure, get right to my edge and let it dry before I even trim it. So I'm gonna stop here and go speed through this. Okay, this is what it's looking like. I think it's pretty cute. So now I think it's dry enough to snap it. So we'll see here. This is pretty sharp, and I've got to be careful. I'm going to fly it everywhere. I'm going to try to get towards. I have a guard thing. My paper is guarding everything there, so I'm going to keep it at aiming in that direction. It's like my little net. So make sure I'm not going up so I'm hitting my ceiling or anything in my shelves. There we go. Sometimes we just get these crazy things happening like this. But I want to get as close as I can to the circle because I want to be able to make it fit in my can. Go. I could sand some of that down, which I will, make it look nice. Oops. I did catch the paper, but I was going a little too high. Shouldn't be doing that. Don't want to hit anything. There we go. pretty nice. Looking pretty good. I'm going to sand that down a bit. Get some of that wood roughed up, because I got also some glue on there, and when I paint on it, I don't really want to have, it's not going to be my perfect, it's my starter piece. Like sometimes you build one and then I'm showing you guys how I come up with an idea, and usually I start with the model. So this is my prefab, but this is my pre-model of usually how I come up with ideas. So, and then I tweak it to usually, I mean sometimes I do more craft on the fly and stuff like that, but I like to have, like, if I'm working on a project and I want to improve it, I like to start one and the next one will be better. This one's just going to be easy project. I don't have too much of a challenge happening in there right now. I want to have a table in there. I'm not sure if I'll put something on the walls. I'll see that. But I want to see how it goes first. I do have some gaps, but it's okay because it's such a little project, and like I said, it's just my practice one, and I want to sand it with the grain of the wood so it looks the best when you put paint on it. You want it to look the best. After I put paint on it, I want to go over it with the sandpaper as well to wear down the floor. But I'm doing this just to get some roughness in the floor, as well as the glue that seeped up. So my brush is behind my paper. I'll just use this. I have a little brush. I actually have another one. And I like to just brush everything away because so you can see really what you have. And that's how it works. Oops, sorry, kicking my camera here. So I have my camera quite low on the table so you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is use my knife to make some really good lines in here. Exaggerated lines. I'm not going to push too hard. I don't want to split my wood. I just want to. You can even turn your blade a little bit sideways and make thicker lines too, so the paint catches it. But going with the grain, so if I go like this, you can see the differences up there maybe. I don't have the light on too bright, so then it's not. So if you go sideways, you get the thicker lines in the wood. If you go straight up and down, you're cutting into it, and it's thinner lines. I like to do both, because then some of the paint's going to seep down into there, and then you want some thick lines on top. I'm going to try to see if you guys can get a little bit of a view of that. Maybe turn my light up. If you can see that, I'm not sure. Don't know. Don't know if you can see that, the difference between the boards. But there is a difference. Move it closer, move it down. Different ways you can texture it, and then I'm going to go over it again really lightly with the, just to get some of the pieces that I just slivered up with my knife, pulled up with my knife and kind of made little slivers. And like I said, you don't want to go too hard and split the wood and have it coming up. Especially when you have your blade up and down, you're cutting this way. That's when you're in danger of splitting your wood if you go to splitting your boards. And that's that. Now, you can use a awl or even a pencil or something, but I'm going to put a little nail holes, but not too hard, in here and just give it a wiggle. I don't want to split it, to get some of the boards to look like this. Maybe I need to turn my light up again. This is down. Trying to get the best view. So I'm going to get these little holes in here. It's just going to be in the can, but if you want the realistic kind of, when you see something and you really want to look, and sometimes it's just the teeny little details, not necessarily the scene itself. This one's splitting a bit, I can move over, but it's the small little details that are what catches you. They are very interesting. And now I'm going to continue with that. Okay, so I got that done. You can see the floor looks pretty cool. I'm going to go in with a little bit of raw umber, and just because it's so small, I don't need to even grab a paintbrush. I think I can get, oh, I got it on my cloth. Yay! No, I wanted that stained. Okay, so I'm going to go in and just rub it in like this. And, oh boy. Be careful with your paint dropping on your drop cloth. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go like this, just pretending like it's a stain, how you'd put a stain on with a rag. I'm just doing it with this. It's not a big spot, so. And I'm going really dark in there because I want it right down in there, and then I'm going to take the sandpaper and lift some of it off. It's going to look good. And I could even add a little bit of, ooh, that's a lot. I could even add a little bit of a red brown in there too, to get like as if there's more layers of color. So that's something I can do, definitely. And I'm going to go around my edges too. Not that it's going to show, but you could do it. You may as well do it right. So I'm just seeing here, this is a little bit of a spot. It's not getting paint in there. Okay, so how it's looking right now. I'm going to dry that up and take some of that off. Okay, I added just a drop of acrylic red paint here, this deep burgundy, just like a drop, and just rubbed it in. It's not totally dry yet, so I just wanted to get like as if, yeah, with the grain there's more paint on there or something, more layers. So when I do sand it off, some of it's going to show. It's going to be cute. Okay, let's get that dried. Okay, so this is how it went. This is the done piece. And now I'm just going to sand that off a bit. I'm using the same heavy grit paper. I might want to switch it up. I don't know. I'm just going to go with this for now. It's pretty heavy. Could switch up with this one here. I don't usually use this one for modeling or anything, so I could probably use and get some paint in there instead of cutting up some more strips. I'm going to go in a little bit more of this. Shaking. There we go. I kind of don't need it to be too worn on the edges, so where I'm going to put this, I want to probably figure out which way I want the floor and have like a little bit of a path that's worn in front of the desk where they're going to be, maybe someone's working or something. I might have to go in with my awl again a bit. Some of my holes might be a bit covered, but I'm ready to stick this floor in, I think. Looking good. Gonna add my glue in there. Just on the roll. I know you won't be able to see that very good. Get my floor in there. I might have pushed it down just a bit too hard on that one end, trying to get it in. Don't want to wedge it down. This is where I'm learning, right? This is where I'm learning. There we go. Don't want to push it too much on the edge, just have it flat. I've got this one here a little bit down. And again, push it slowly. There we go. Wedge it in there a bit. There we go. We have our floor in. And we have it stable in the center. Next will be our little desk that I'll be cutting out the pattern here that I have with the back, thick cardboard, but it's going to be from the back of a craft pad, like a sketching pad. It's a thick board. So I will cut that out, the design, and get it ready to build. Okay, so this is what we have so far of this little table desk thing. I'm not sure what it is yet, but this backboard of a sketchbook is super soft and was not quite, it might have been better if I would have done it out of balsa wood, because this was super soft. I've never used anything so soft. So, but that's why we do kind of a, oh, I'm having my hands in front of me. That's why we kind of do a practice run, so we know what we want. So here is the part of the desk or table that's going to go in there, and it's got that a bit of a look here. Sorry, it's gonna look like that. Now I gotta discover, I think I'm gonna add some wallpaper in there, but now I kind of got more of what I wanted. I might have to sand down my furniture a little bit so then it fits just a little bit better. But that's gonna be super easy because this stuff is super soft. Okay, so on to the next. I'm letting my desk dry a bit more before I paint it, but I decided on wallpaper, and I have a few colors, and I like this stripe, and I thought it was going to be blue or pink of this, and I like the blue, so I'm going to put blue in. I think I cut it to the perfect size. I ripped the top and I just cut the sides here, and I just tore it with the ruler. It doesn't have to be perfect to what I think should be right. And I think this is going to be perfect, so I'm going to grab my glue. I still don't know if I want to put a shelf in here. I don't know if this is going to be, what kind of table this is going to be. This is just an experiment, totally an experiment, and I'm running with it. Totally running with it. Let's see if I can back up a bit here. So, move forward. So I'm going to get glue all over here. Yeah, I'm going to try to back up a bit more, but my camera is pulling on my line. Alright. But I do want you guys to have a good view. Somewhat of a good view here, because I think it's going to be important that you see what I'm doing. So anyways, this is my wallpaper. It's very thin dollar store craft paper, like those little small pads of scrapbooking paper, really cheap stuff. Nothing fancy. It's really thin because it's going to be easy to put into. So I'm going to let it roll up a bit, get it in there, push it to the back, and it's not going to go right around. It's going to be enough where when you look in, you're going to see it. The floor is a little bit on a bit of an angle too. It doesn't have to be perfectly horizontal or one way. So I got this in. There is my wallpaper, what it looks like. You definitely have to sand these sides down if you're doing stuff like this. You'll be totally not doing yourself any favors. I like how this part's up. I don't know if I'm going to do this with this one, but maybe another one I'm going to put a little chimney stove in here and have the chimney come up. This reminds me of like a little mouse house, or like those little stories of the borers or something. Anyways, there is the wallpaper. I love it. So that's going to be how I have it. I have one end here that's rounded. I'm just going to push into the edge here a bit. I think I'm going to cut a little bit of a border, a white border around, and add that as my wood border around there. So I'm just going to do that probably out of regular cardstock, nothing too thick. Okay, darn cute, darn cute. I didn't find white, but I found this strip here that's close enough. I'm going to glue that to the bottom. I found this, and I don't know what it's called, but you know how you do those borders? I kind of like that look. It looks like I cut it just a tad off, but I kind of like that look. So I'm going to glue this around. As, I don't know, one of those wallpaper pieces. I don't know. It's just too cute. Too cute not to try. So, and like I said, this is my practice one here, so I can just kind of mess around with it. I'm going to get the glue, just craft glue on here, get my border in there. And just because this is so thin, it's going to really warp. This is actually half decent craft paper, I think, but I don't want to play with a little spaghetti size piece to get in there. So I'm just going to do that for my whatever these things border, I guess. Yeah, the border on the bottom. I would have liked it to be a thicker piece of cardstock, but this is what we get. And when I plan it, I can do something different. in the future here. And then with this one, it's a little thicker, so I'm gonna just throw it on here. And I mean, yeah, a thicker piece. It's not like it's gonna get all stringy on me. And I'm gonna put it somewhere in there. I just don't know. I just thought it was too darn cute to not try. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get it in here and try to make sure it's even as possible, not too wonky. This is just for fun, this little room here, but look at that. It might be a little off, it might be a little low on this side, but I'll try to move it maybe. There we go. It's not perfect to the size, I got a little short, but it looks good. And now, I think I'm on a good start, off to a good start here for this little room. So here's a few of the elements. I inked up this desk table. I don't have the lighting, that kind of thing, but I have to think about that. But for this video, I'm not going to go and decide on the lighting. Maybe I'll have a candlelight or something like that. I want something a little bit more natural. So here I have the table. I have a few little books. I have a silver button, which I thought would be cute as a mirror. I have pieces of newspaper. And I'm thinking I'm going to put this string in as a little bit more, adding to the border. And I did a painting here from a black and white little piece. I put some glue on it, and I'm not sure how well it's going to go. I might have to put another layer, oops, where are you? Another layer of glue to get, if I put some ink on it, I want it to look like an old picture. So I think I'll have to do another layer of glue just to give it that coating of an old picture and then put that in there. So I will start piecing this together, yeah, we'll see how that works. Friends, this is the done piece, and I think it's good to start off, maybe do different kinds of different designs, a couple, but this was my first go at it, and I think it's turned out super cute. And yeah, let me know what you think. I put the little black button at the bottom of the, you can see over there, what looks like a mirror. You can see reflection. It's a really nice button. I like it. A pen I made with a toothpick, some books, and I've got a picture of a rabbit hanging up there. So there we go. That's I might add a little more details, but I think that's it for this video. Thanks friends for watching. Don't forget to craft like a duck. Bye.